You're listening to Jim and James Chew the Cud.
When was the last time you saw a Chevrolet in Tokyo?
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Robbing biological urges.
You're crazy, son. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
You're listening to Jim and James Chew the Cud.
Welcome, listener, to Jim and James Chew the Cud. Throwback Thursday or something. I'm Jim, about 60% of the physical podcast, but only about 40% of the talent. I'm not joined by James right now. He's currently working at the soup kitchen near where that homeless chap was kicked to death. Anyway, by popular demand, and not because I lost a recording, here is the very first available episode of Jim and James Chew the Cud, episode 71. Enjoy.
Jim and James Chew the Cud, episode 71, where the boys discuss Baywatch, medical concerns, and why the film Deep Blue Sea is better than Jaws.
Welcome to episode 71 of the Cud, or the Chew.
The Big Chew.
The Big Chew, fairly laconic opening there. Might as well jump straight into it. What have you been watching on Netflix?
I've been watching... Well, watch The Meg on Amazon Prime. It's not quite the answer.
Is that the Jason Statham film?
Yeah, mostly because when it first came out, I saw someone on YouTube posted a video basically stating 10 scientific inaccuracies with the film. I mean,
The Meg.
The Meg, yeah. We're about a giant shark.
Yeah.
Or sharks. Spoilers. People
Oh, is there more than one?
There's loads.
Should be the Megs.
Well, it's one bigger one, but it's at the end
the Megs
more
is
broken
just...
through. So it's one in the actual film.
Okay.
But at the end, there's like more broken through.
The Megs will be like the James Cameron version.
Yeah.
The sequel.
But I mean, Statham films generally aren't known for their accuracy of science.
I don't know, have you seen Crank?
It's a fucking glorious film.
It's a great film.
Crank and Crank 2.
Crank and Crank 2.
Which just starts straight after.
Crank Harder.
Cranked it? No, that's why I didn't know.
It is just Crank 2, isn't it?
Yeah, just Crank 2.
Is it a good film about a shark? I think
I know where we're going here completely. I think it's great. Is it better than Jaws? It's rubbish. It's awful, but it revels in it.
Is it better than Jaws?
Well, it's not comparing tea and water.
No. On the bit, is it a film? As
water's
a film about
vital. Tea's fun.
Yeah, but as a film about a shark, is it better than Jaws? Because Jaws isn't about a shark.
No, it's more if you want to see sharks, then probably The Meg is a film. If you're going to see one film about a shark and you want to see sharks,
you're absolutely wrong.
No, because Jaws, you
I'm not talking Jaws.
I know what you're talking about.
Deep Blue Sea. The first Deep Blue Sea is a pinnacle film.
I mean, so much so, you love a film so much, you changed your name on Twitter. I'm saying in honour of that.
Well, the word
partially.
Yeah. No, in terms of films about sharks, I mean...
You can have Deep Blue Jim, and it's just like you've been really depressed on Twitter.
Well, that's already what it is. That was my old Twitter, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just occasional song lyrics. In case someone...
15-year-old Jim.
Yeah. Oh shit, not even 15 years old. I was 18 when Twitter was... When I first got Twitter, my first girlfriend also had Twitter. And we were going through like our follows and stuff like that. She's followed by Barack Obama.
Nice.
It's genuinely true, and it infuriates me. Because all she did was tweet, "Hi Barack," right? But didn't even tag him in it. Just "Hi Barack." So someone in the White House at the time had enough free time.
Well, I mean, you say that. I mean, the current president does it himself, so maybe Barack did as well.
That's true. I think we forget though. But before this, we had different standards.
Yeah, I mean, surely his tweets must break Twitter terms and conditions.
You say that.
War
have you seen that video going around the doctored video of is it Nancy Pelosi stuttering?
Yeah.
Which isn't a problem. People stutter. Some of the greatest people I know stutter.
Thank you very much.
And you do as well, don't you?
Yeah.
But the Facebook have said they're not going to remove it.
No, apparently Facebook did, but Twitter won't.
Ah, okay.
Well, I saw it on Twitter. Someone said Facebook's taking it down on a new Twitter.
I mean, it can't be difficult to take that. I mean, the fact that they can... When you upload a video, they scan it instantly for any form of...
I mean, if I sat at home and just searched for my people who I deem my enemy, like he does with Iran... So I just,
your enemies,
my enemies, yeah.
So like the homeless guy that broke his leg in the park.
Yeah, he was an enemy. He was just a bit weird.
Yeah.
But somebody just tweeting him at random, just saying, "I'm going to punch you in the face." I would get just off Twitter. I'll be banned from Twitter straight away.
Yeah.
He's threatened Iran with obliteration. But I had a similar thing, which I've forgotten what we're going with now. But it was when I first got my Xbox One, I had Connect with it.
Yeah.
So plug it in, and some games would listen in. Something like Forza would, if you tilted your head one way, the screen would rotate that way. So if you're driving your car, you lean, you're absolutely fucked. But NBA, was it 2015 or was it basically it was an NBA game, and it was like a mode where you played a career. And I was on the subs bench, it's sort of fourth game in, got brought on. My mate was in the same.
Shine. Yeah,
it really was. I was going to be be dunking all over the shop.
Yeah.
But my mate was in the same room watching a stand up by Reginald D. Hunter.
Right.
And he threw in quite a few N-bombs.
Yeah.
So I walked on the court. My mate was chuckling away, and then I got sent off for foul language.
Oh, the game picks up.
The game picked up on it. So I didn't say a word. Reginald D. Hunter got me sent off on this game. I tweeted him, and he didn't reply. Which I think is bang out of order.
Well, that's what they do, isn't it?
Yeah.
People like that, comedians.
But he does seem to tweet random women who may or may not have fucked in the past.
Okay, so he's like someone we know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Everybody knows those people though. Everyone knows them.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at that picking up.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
I watched. Have you seen any of Anthony Jeselnik? Did you watch Anthony Jeselnik?
I started to watch it last night, but as you know,
fellas,
people who are listening, if you are, won't know. I played football. Being a 39-year-old man playing football, it's a bit fucking stupid. So I could barely walk. My legs were absolutely agony.
Yeah, but you don't look 39.
No, that's true.
You look like when they throw back to the class of '92 in their shirts, their sort of two big shirts. You kind of look like that. And that's, as a friend saying.
No, so it's nice at work. Someone new starts, and there's, Stacey, always, how old's he? I must tell them how old I am. And they're always surprised. So
I was surprised you were older than Lee.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, because he looks like he's had quite a hard life.
He does, isn't he? Like he's
down the mines.
He's asked to come on to one in the future of these.
No, that'll be good.
But yeah, no, it will. He does look. He looks like he's seen some things.
Yeah. He's got like a 50-yard stare as well.
Yeah. In those stories where there's someone who's like been alive since the dawn of time, and they've always been like 40.
Yeah.
And they just changed identity. He looks like he was once Rasputin.
Well, as like when I was a kid, I just assumed there's certain films which you just assumed were just made, and they were always there. Like Space Odyssey to me was just a film.
As in there was no time
or
before
like
Space
Hitchcock
Odyssey.
film or Hitchcock. He was someone who was just like he made films a long time ago, but they just all came out and that was it.
Yeah.
And then it's years later realising that they were like 50 years ago, and
like there was film 1956 with Jonathan Ross's grandfather.
Yeah.
Or you? No, I'm not going to go into that bit. If you get a chance, Google Paul Ross. His brother that does the...
Yeah, because he used to... Because, John Ross did all the like...
I will spoil it.
BBC.
I will spoil it.
Well, Paul Ross basically does...
If you had to put down one of the Ross brothers to become addicted to drugs and have a relationship with a man while married to his wife...
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not saying which one it is.
I just knew him as a bad TV host.
He is, there's a level.
I think he did lots on the Big Brother as well, which was a great show.
I just remember him being
Big Brother,
the guy that
Big
on
Breakfast,
like, ITV or stuff like that, where he'd be the one like a low rent Keith Chegwin.
Yeah, basically it was Chris Evans first. He was the top, and then there was probably like it was Cheggers pretty second tier. Even though he got his dick out on SLTV, which was weird.
Oh, sorry, Leon keeps texting. Sorry.
It's a shame Leon can't come on air anymore. But after the incident in episode 50, where he accused the Pope of quite a few things,
obviously we are beholden to sort of internet regulators.
And the Pope tweeted
the language,
back, and we got so much hate from that.
Yeah,
I was quite
It
surprised.
wasn't a sentiment that was unusual. It was just the sheer language.
The way he did it as well.
Yeah. The photoshopped images were a bit obscene. Leon would like to know who you were with the other night.
I was with people from work, as he's fully aware.
I mean, it wasn't a date, was it?
No,
because
no.
You weren't at
if
a
it
house
was,
sanctuary.
there was 6 people, or maybe more.
Could be a great date. Or
Yeah.
could be a great date or a terrible funeral. No, I was watching... Oh, yeah, so I watched Anthony Jeselnik. And then I watched Dave Chappelle's show. But I watched... I don't know if it's a series or like a series of one-offs. You know, like Louis Theroux does. It was called Remastered, the Story of Robert Johnson. Do you know?
No.
So he's, you know, the 27 Club?
Yeah.
He was basically like backdated.
I'm quite safe from that now. So.
Yeah, so am I now, actually. Leon's fucked. But he was like this guitarist in, I think, like Louisiana. And he wasn't very good, and then disappeared for a year and a half, and came back and was the best guitarist in the world at the time. And they all think he sold his soul to the devil.
That's reasonable.
It's not though, is it?
No,
because at the time, I mean, I'm showing my ignorance. I'm not a guitar, a musician. My friend John will be on this at some point.
But you are good at fingering.
Well, yeah, I've got a wide hand, haven't I?
Widespread.
Yeah.
So you get to all the corners of the
keyboards.
Or
the keyboard. Yeah, I can play a whole octave with one hand. But he sold his soul to the devil to be the best guitar player. Now, at the time, there can only 10, 11 guitarists.
Well, it's more than that, but probably I imagine you mean great guitarists.
No. At the time.
What, like across the whole world?
Across the entire world.
People in the bedrooms, they're not guitarists.
I don't think they had. I don't think. I mean, again, we'll get John on at some point to do that. But I don't think there were that many guitarists. Now, if I was going to sell myself to be able to play the guitar and be the best in the world, I mean to be the best in the world of all time. I've got a couple of Robert Johnson recordings. It's no Layla. So I think, it's not U2. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not the Edge from U2. And I think that, for me, it's a bum deal.
Yeah. I mean, you want...
If
you're seeing the greatest, you need to see the greatest.
I mean, if he in 1937, or whenever it was cracking out, one by U2 or something like Prince, I'd be like, yeah, that guy was ahead of his time. But he didn't. He chose to die instead. 27. He could have been around at the same time the Stones were around. And, it's just an absolute shame. He wasted now he's in hell.
It annoys me when people talk of the Stones. When I think Status Quo could have been as big as the Stones.
Are you saying the Stones are the band the Status Quo could have been?
Yeah.
If they'd had another song.
No, I mean, so it's there's a documentary on, I think it's on Amazon, about Status Quo, and like very early stuff is great. It's really kind of psychedelic.
Yeah, like Matchstick
Men, things like that. Yeah. Brilliant. And they're basically the agent or the manager said, no, you need to do basically this, and they went down with the denim and 4 chords or 2 chords route.
Double denim and ponytails.
Yeah.
And now most of them are dead from cancer.
Yeah, and living in Spain.
No, he's dead now.
He is, yeah.
From cancer.
I've had dealings with his wife.
Have you?
Yeah.
So obviously, I think a lot of people will be listening for the first time. So a lot of people. My mum wants to listen to this.
Hi.
You've obviously already met her before, I think. But
so Jimmy's bathing again. So don't worry.
Yeah.
We've passed that.
We finally pushed past that. No longer a shower boy. So the questions, have you seen Inside the Actors Studio?
Yes.
You have? Good. So these are the questions from that.
Oh, good.
So I'll go through those. I will chip in with my own.
Because of course you will.
Well, no, because
it's all about you, isn't it?
I have favourite words as well. Anyway, what's your favourite word?
It depends on the day.
Oh, of course it does.
I mean, I know previously I've answered no to, or was it no? Or was it no to this?
Yeah, your answer was the word.
Yeah.
No. Your least favourite word was
least
the
favourite
word. No.
Yeah. And that was
came across as very rapey.
Problematic in the end. It wasn't meant to be.
That's it.
It's meant to be like possibility wise.
A white Bill Cosby.
And as it was for a work thing.
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to try and like a slightly corporate spin.
So what is your favourite word? Just on an average day.
I like mangoes. The word mangoes.
I was going to say.
Because it's a nice sounding word.
Mangoes.
Mangoes. It makes you smile. You
Mangoes
say
what?
it. Mangoes. Just mangoes.
I was thinking, because I was thinking about this as well, because like we've discussed before, I like the unge words. Like lozenge.
Also, or merd. Like a French word for shit. It's brilliant. Because like, you say shit and it just comes out. Shit. Merd.
Does, doesn't it? Yeah.
You've got to basically, your face screws up.
Mad.
And you've got like hatred in it already. I'm probably pronouncing it completely wrong, and sorry for any French listeners. I know we've got a very large French listener base in Nottingham. For some
we've also got the south of France, but that's a provincial language, isn't it? Dialects vary. But, I was going to say the word drench.
Drench is a good one as well.
So it's quite nice. Drench.
Satisfying.
It is, isn't it?
It is.
But I think that links back to the unge. Drench. Lozenge. It's, clunge.
Yeah. It's a warm word.
It is a warm, welcoming word. It's comforting.
It's when you kind of settle into it.
Yeah. You can just drench. Drench, clunge, drench.
Though I think with clunge, the clo in the start kind of takes away from nj at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I get that. But lozenge.
And also it's been tarnished by maybe some certain TV shows which are funny, but then became shit films. I won't say what they are because the people who own in between us have probably got a lot of money to sue us. But I do it's quite a lot. I don't think you can be sued for saying that the in-betweener films were not very good. No, and I've seen it's called Festival, which basically.
I mean, you made me watch Baywatch.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because I like Baywatch, and it was because obviously I'm a bit older than you. I
remember
my childhood,
Baywatch,
but I remember it before. It was just a thing to wank to.
Right.
So I even had stickers of Baywatch women on my school books, I believe, for geography.
Right. Yeah.
And it was fine then.
Because you couldn't find a pair of globes anywhere else.
No, but it was fine. You could have stickers of women in their bikinis on your school
that was
books.
Before, when you were at school, that was before the invention of feminism, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And lots of other things.
But the Baywatch film's terrible.
But it's terrible.
There's not a single redeeming quality. Even The Rock is.
There's a very good bit at the end where they're doing all the outtakes. And
if a film
they're counting the shots of boobs, and then there's matey standing there, obviously a fake penis down his shorts.
If a film has outtakes at the end, it's not a good enough film.
Jackie Chan, all his films are outtakes.
Right, before we continue, I've laid down the gauntlet that a film that has taken the credits is not a good film.
Yeah.
Your first response is
Chan.
Jackie Chan.
But again, it's been ancient. You'll remember, you probably weren't unaware of his Hong Kong stuff.
Yes.
And then he came over to Hollywood and was just really shit. 8 Days in the World and stuff.
Whoa, Rush Hour.
But he's Rumble in the Bronx, all those films, they're great. And Rumble in the Bronx, he jumps from a building because all the stunts in the film, all his stunts he does himself.
He's not doing races.
No, exactly. Well, he might do some of them, but not. It's quite hard to fight himself, I imagine. Yeah, but he jumps from a building to another building and breaks his foot. So, because he's like a professional, they carry on filming.
He's like 80,
afterwards.
By the way.
Yeah, he's quite old now.
He's ludicrous.
But he had a plastic cast on his leg.
Yeah.
And then a sock pulled over, which looked like a pair of shoes. So he carried on filming, doing all these kind of fighting and kicking and breaking foot.
Is he the greatest actor of a generation?
Could well be.
Yeah.
Could well be.
Okay.
But I mean, we did discuss that a few years ago. One of our kind of first seasons.
Well, I mean, at that point, what would just come out? It was The Tuxedo, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Which
which you loved. You actually loved.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
It didn't really suit me personally, but
no, that's because I was feeling lobotomized at the time. What's your least favourite word, other than no?
Fine.
Yeah.
Partly because I can see it written down on a card next to me. So it was that or liners or pack. And pack's a good word because it means quite a lot. Literally there as well. It's got a lot of meanings.
I mean, you're referring to the stuff that's on the side of the table.
Yeah.
That was your only way of working out a word that you didn't like.
I
So for the next episode, if I start writing like terrible things there, you just go, "What's your favourite sentence?" You start denying certain things that have ever happened.
No, I probably would. It'd be it's easier if it's
we get tremendous flashbacks to episode 60.
Oh, it was strange. It was sad.
I've never been to Poland, and I didn't want to have to go under those circumstances.
But it was sad. We had to bleep out something, so the listeners didn't hear a lot of what we said.
Yeah.
But people who
the
Twitter police did.
I thought if we bleeped out the middle letters, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But it does start with such a strong J, doesn't it? You can't get around that.
No.
Yeah. Did you know Prince was a Jehovah's Witness?
I did, yeah.
Do you know they have to go around and like proselytise? And
yeah.
He had to do that as well.
There was a boy in my school who was, it was a family, but the boy was actually out of school, whichever witness is. And there was another boy who got a bit confused between Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons.
and
didn't think they're allowed TVs and things. Well, one of my uncles on my mum's side, whenever one knocked on his door, he'd just say, "No, I'm having a blood transfusion." I would shut the door because that way he felt he had like a victory over them.
Yeah. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
I like the thought of just being. It's like I like the trees. Just touching a tree is like one man, might want to say kiss a woman.
Yeah.
Or a man, women.
Whatever, really, as long as you've got consent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's the Chew editorial standpoint.
I would happily kiss an oak. They've been around for a long time, and you've got to respect that. And I do.
Is this linked to your fetishization of old people?
No, I'm trying to create a better world for old people, because I know one day I will be an old person.
One day.
Soon. Sooner than I like. But there's gaps in the old person market, and I want to fill those gaps so I get a better old person experience.
You'd like to fill the gaps of the old people.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's not edited. That's just you. What turns you off? Children.
Well, that's an answer because I've got to say yes.
You don't have to.
I do, because if I say no, they're fine.
Children turn you on.
No, that's a thing.
If you were to say that,
yeah, would be off air.
Say what?
I'm not going to say it.
Loop it, repeat it.
So sort of like a trailer gets put out.
So children turn you off.
I didn't say that. You've
so
said that.
Do they turn what? Do children turn you off?
No real opinion on them. I mean, I'm
happy to admit I'm not sexually aroused by children.
Well, we can all. Well, most of us can.
You're not saying it.
So that's something I should never need to say. But I will confirm that.
Yeah,
I'm not turned on by children.
Okay, that was far more painful than it needed to be. Other than children, what turns you off?
Negativity. I don't like it. It basically it's. Would
you try and always be positive, get the positive result?
No, not always. There's some things you don't want that. Certain tests. Or if your blood is positive or negative and whichever. And...
Yeah, but you remember your ex-girlfriend? She was like into positive blood and stuff.
Yeah, and she
She's now a tree, isn't she?
She might be. I don't know. She blocked me on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere after dumping. Yeah.
What sound or noise do you love?
I remember walking past my brother's bedroom one day, and I could hear this like kind of. It's kind of a wet hand clap, and I later found out he had a girl in there.
Right.
And I'm assuming they had like a bucket of water and were putting their hands in, and just withdrawing their hands and clapping for about 30 seconds.
Right.
And doing it again. Yeah.
So the answer to the question,
sort of a wet hand clap.
What noise do you love?
Well, I don't love it. It's sort of red based for comedy value.
It's the sound of your brother smashing pussy.
Potentially. It's proud. It's
what sound or noise do you hate?
Sound of silence.
It's like that, but drier.
Sandpaper.
Sandpaper.
Brushes. children laughing.
I think children laughing is a good one. But it's context, isn't it? If you woke up in a house and there was no children there, but you heard children laughing, you'd be shit terrible.
Well, I used to live next to a school, or quite close to a school.
Not anymore?
And I don't anymore because I just moved away. But,
without provocation.
Yeah,
I just
put up with the house.
Got up and moved.
But, if you had like a day off during the week, you just hear these kids laughing. I've actually been in class.
Did they see you from the window?
No. But when I was in school, you didn't go there to make friends or to have joy. You went there to learn about
jealous
Oxbow
of
Lakes.
their laughter is actually mocking you.
Yeah. I didn't get that experience, so why should they?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. You just go and just flip these at them through the railings.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching a documentary with Ricky Gervais on Netflix where he basically shouts at children.
Have you actually watched it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I watched it when it first came out, so it was a while ago. You can't say you enjoy it.
No.
It's a hard watch. Parts of it make no sense because he plays an utter bastard.
Yeah.
Who basically kills a man and there's no consequence.
Yes. Yeah. It's also, that's exactly it. But also it's basically 3 hours of him justifying his real life behaviour. Oh, it's all right because I'm nice or because I'm kind underneath. I do, but they've commissioned a sequel. I don't really understand.
I mean, I watched Derek. I like Derek because people were thinking you'll be one of them. I don't see it as laughing at.
It's not that.
People,
it's not that. At the time, I thought it's very well written. But if you watch it now, there is something embarrassing about.
But then it's no car share.
Which is
the finest terrestrial TV in years. It's Channel 4's Game of Thrones.
If you go back, if you on YouTube,
or BBC, it's actually BBC. You have it.
Is that the Peter Kay one?
Yeah.
But no, I was watching.
BAFTA.
I was watching. I think it's called Inside Laughter or something like that on YouTube, which was Jerry Seinfeld, Louis C.K., Chris Rock, and Ricky Gervais, and they all do clips from that.
Did they have bits which were blurred out because a man was masturbating?
No, he wasn't doing that. There were no women there to force.
Oh, that's fine then. Yeah.
But they were showing clips from each other's shows. Chris Rock's stand-up is really good. Louis, regardless of, his masturbatory issues.
Yeah,
the TV show.
And they're not habits, they are issues.
Yeah. On one hand, it's wrong. On the other hand, he's got cum. But they were showing, and they're really these are top-end comedians. And then they just cut to all of the shows Ricky has done. It was Derek. And it just looks wrong, him shuffling about pretending to be mentally, handicapped. Genuinely, he's not. He doesn't work anymore. That was the last time that show could be made before.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably all right, because the world has. Now we've got women superheroes.
Yeah.
Which, we always had Wonder Woman, but she was just basically a girl who spun in a skirt.
Women can do everything now apart from get an abortion or become president.
Yeah, which is...
I mean, they're the two main ones now.
Yeah.
Fuck your way to the top and not have to worry about the kids.
Oh, actually, you have to kind of worry about them.
No, that's the dream, though. The dream is to get become president and not worry about the little craves.
I mean, I think with Hillary, the issue was the videos of her saying, I grabbed him by the dick.
Yeah.
And if a man had done that, it would have been terrible.
But that's because
and it would have got
America
picked up
hates
on and
gays.
stopped. But, because, well, if a man said, I just grabbed
Have you, yeah, that's true. I have to believe that as well. Apparently, I was reading my book about how to make one of these shows, just to refresh my memory. And you are meant to write down roughly when the swear words are.
So basically
not doing that.
So now you've got to listen to it again.
I'm going to have to listen to it all.
Yeah. Maybe we should have learned from the previous 70 episodes.
They've been fairly swear-free, apart from when Leon was on.
I was sad because
we just left the room at one point.
I mean, he lost his job out from it as well.
Yeah.
But I'd say his job was being a school kid because he was 15. But,
he just left the room. He's come back in, and I know his grandma lives in South America after the war, but for him to be using Argentinian swear words as well was ludicrous. And then combining it with the traditional German of their heritage. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
As a child, I wanted to be an archaeologist
Right.
or a pilot in an X-wing. So I think I want to be Harrison Ford.
You were retarded as a child.
No, but I used to make spaceships out of my duvet and put all my Star Wars figures. I would have fights in my Action Force and He-Man figures. It was great. But I would love to be president of a small country. Actually, no, I wouldn't. That would be rubbish because you still would do stuff.
That is, yeah.
It'd be nice just to basically be unemployed but have enough money to do.
So a billionaire.
Or a king, member of a royal family, something like
that. What profession would you not like to do?
Well, in the past I've said I wouldn't want to be Prime Minister, but cause it's a sad job because you can just help people lose their jobs so readily, but when you lose yours, it's devastating. Topical, yeah. It's hard.
Exactly.
I mean, I wouldn't want to work in an abattoir because the view is awful. That's a Dennis joke from 1997, possibly earlier. He delivers it because he's a proper comedian and delivers it well.
Dennis Pennis is not an example of a proper comedian.
Oh, he's brilliant.
He's relying on a gimmicky name. Doesn't work.
But it did at the time. It was Ali G. I mean, people haven't heard of him, but that's because, well, he's too good for them.
Last seen in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I think he did something else recently. Actually, I can't remember.
Well, I don't watch ITV, so it's pretty on there.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear? What would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
It's not your time yet. Go back. And he sends you back.
That's what you want him to hear.
Yeah.
That's what you want to hear. Sorry.
Yeah, I get another go, and because I'd also.
Wait, do you mean like
I'd start again?
You come back as a child, as a baby?
No, I'd say
as a baby.
25-year-olds just go back and.
How does that work?
With my memories,
right?
And I would basically. I've also got a sporting book with basically lots of dates and who wins.
Right. Yeah.
So I would just put bets on things. Sort of quite small, so it's not obvious. I'd also lose a few.
Yeah.
Then just bet all of it on Liverpool.
So basically,
a game from behind.
You want to get to heaven. Infinite wisdom is available, eternal peace, and you want God to go, have you seen Back to the Future?
Yeah. And what I'm also going to do is introduce rap to black people.
What, go back in time?
Like they did in Back to the Future, was it 1 as well? He basically
they did not introduce rap
Jerry Lewis to play rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
I would like to see you try and introduce rap. So you go to heaven. God says,
or maybe just say,
here's a DVD copy of
Happy Gilmore. Actually, let's just watch Happy Gilmore.
What?
I think
so you go to you die.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's just basically
you've gone from coming back as a 25-year-old and being able to change the world.
Happy Gilmore for just eternity.
Watching Happy Gilmore on loop.
Actually, I'll go back to my previous one.
Because if you go back as a 25-year-old with this sporting almanac, you can still watch Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't know.
Way of doing it. Your entire philosophy is dependent on can you watch Happy Gilmore. How many times do you need to watch Happy Gilmore in a row?
When I was at university,
to pick up all the little nuances.
In hindsight, I probably had like a breakdown, and I watched it every day for about 6 months, just for once. It wasn't crazy.
Not excessive.
No, just watch it once a day for 6 months.
Okay. On that bombshell, I think that's probably enough for part 1.
Dun, dun, dun.
Chew the Cud is brought to you by Pegs. We all need to hang clothes to dry, at least, those of us who don't have a tumble dryer. Bring back hanging, that's what I say. Anyway, gravity stops you from doing this without pegs. Buy them anywhere.
And we're back. Coming back, we've got a text from Leon. I think it's to both of us. If you had to have your cock removed, would you keep the balls?
Yes. Just as a reminder Like
in a jar.
Like a sort of like a blue plaque saying, you know, this was here.
It's blue plaque.
Plaque?
It's not plaque. Ow. That was right. Ow. It's a blue plaque. So you...
A blue dish then. Plate.
Okay. Plaque. So
Ooh.
This is the news.
It's the news.
Nudes.
Three headlines. Three headlines. Pedo fighting in the MCU. Corpse Bride. Oh, that's the photo. And Rush of Hot Air.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Which one would you like?
First one.
The pedo fighting in the MCU.
Yeah.
A teenager in Joacaba, Brazil, is said to have lured and beaten up a suspected paedophile while dressed as Marvel Comics Spider-Man.
Yes.
He reports police arrested a 15-year-old boy who pretended to be a 14-year-old girl on Tinder after beating a man whose age was not disclosed up in a park at night. The suspected paedophile was later taken to hospital and had to give a police statement.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, is it?
Yeah.
Didn't ask that, but that's good. So that's a thumbs up from
No,
you.
it makes police work, policing for policemen easier, or police people.
Right.
So policemen and policemen women makes it easier for them if there's people dressed as superheroes. Because obviously they're the good guys. You wouldn't even bother them because you know they're doing good.
Because they're wearing.
Yeah, like superhero.
But
costumes.
he was wearing knuckle dusters with blades on them. Is that a direction you'd like to see the MCU take? Spider-Man just
when you first said that, I thought you said like mixed martial arts, MWA.
Oh no!
And I was thinking that's fine. It'll just be beat up in a ring, which they might like. But
okay,
I'm fine with that. I mean,
because paedophiles would want to. So I don't want to misquote you. Paedophiles would like the chance to smash a young boy in the ring.
I didn't quite say that.
Okay, we can always play it back.
Let's do that.
Next headline was a corpse bride.
Interesting.
A zombie bride has turned to police to convince people that she is married to a doll. Felicity Cowdlake Rossi, 20, wed the doll after an emotional and intimate 7-year relationship, and says they even consummated their marriage. However, since sharing her love for the doll, who Felicity says is called Kelly Rossi and is 37, she has received messages of hate with people believing her wife is a dead child. Felicity Cowdlake Rossi married her zombie doll, but people thought it was a dead baby or a dead child. There's a couple of things to unwrap there, really. Is it cool to marry a doll in the first place? I mean, it's 2019.
It doesn't harm anybody, so it's
No.
It's odd. You wouldn't kind of offer them a loan
No.
or to kind of access your kitchen.
But she said she was also worried that people thought it was a child, and that they were insinuating she likes children. So
that's not her problem.
Do you think it's weird though to marry so it's okay to marry a doll? That's fine. It's 2019. Is it a bit weirder to marry the doll of a child?
I mean, you could argue dolls don't have ages, but if it represents a child.
Do you want to see a picture of the doll?
Yeah, why not? That looks So Uma Thurman in Kill Bill missing her lower jaw. It's
That's perfect. Want to put that on the Twitter feed?
yeah.
It is.
Yeah, happy you because I changed my phone. I don't know the password.
That's
for
fine.
I think I set up.
The last news story is a sadder one.
Oh.
Someone dies.
Can I just check after episode 24? Will the same thing happen again?
No. We didn't do this.
It's fine.
So a gentleman in Thailand had to be rushed to the hospital emergency room after injecting himself in the anus with a compressed air pump.
Oh.
Which basically caused him to explode.
It's a terrible story.
Yeah, I've got quotes. And he exploded and died. And apparently this is a thing that happens regularly in Thailand now. So the report says that Chanan Chai Puman Muang Pak had to be rushed to the hospital's emergency room, marking the 14th time this year this had happened.
To him?
Capital. No, just in the capital. Oh. It might be him. I don't know. They don't give that detail.
It just stopped afterwards all of a sudden.
But the mayor gave some statements saying, most pumpers use a standard bicycle pump, he explained, inserting the nozzle far up the rectum, giving themselves a rush of air, creating a momentary high. This act is a sin against God. Chan Chai took it further still. He started...
Can I stop you there?
Yep.
It's great that they give you the full instructions and the benefits of it. So this is what happens. It's good.
Yeah.
Then, to God. So, but they're still giving you information to do it. So they're basically saying, do this.
Yeah.
But to do it in private.
I mean, yeah, that's one take.
It's my take.
Yeah, I'll continue.
My bike's got a punch, by the way. Can I borrow your pump for 5
No,
minutes?
it's in the wash. Oh. He started using a 2-cylinder foot pump, but even that wasn't exciting enough for him, and he posted to friends that he was going to try the compressed air hose at a nearby gasoline station. They dared him to do it, so under a cover of darkness he snuck in. Not realising how powerful the machine was, he inserted the tube deep into his rectum and placed a coin in the slot. As a result, he died virtually instantly, but passers-by are still in shock. One woman thought she was watching a firework display and started clapping.
That's concerning. How either shit or amazing are fireworks there?
We still haven't located all of him, say the authorities. When that quantity of air interacted with the gas in his system, he nearly exploded. It was like an atom bomb went off or something. The mayor continued, pumping is the devil's pastime and we must all say no to Satan. Inflate your tyres by all means, but then hide your bicycle pump where it cannot tempt you.
That's quite amazing because it's... Most people, if you know, if you heard it sort of over here, everybody would have that one friend who had done it. Most would be made up.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be a real thing. But that's just bad shit. Giving it that much kind of semblance and...
It's very weird. I don't know what the...
Maybe you should ask Leon what he thinks. If you just text him and just ask him,
okay,
would you do this? And if he doesn't answer, his telephone number.
Yeah. Hang on then.
I'll give the first two numbers straight away. It's 0 and 7.
Leon would...
We'll give the rest of the numbers throughout the show at random. 7, 2.
Right.
0.
I've asked him the question. We'll now wait and
0.
see.
3.
Obviously, one of our regular features. Which of these is not a real tweet?
I love this section.
It's up there.
I've been doing research throughout the week on Twitter. I say research, I'm looking at Twitter in my bed. But,
okay. So regular feature, obviously 3 tweets. One of them isn't real. So firstly, Richard Dawkins on the 13th of October 2013 tweeted, saw a down and out in Seattle last night. His sign said not I need food or I need a job, but I need a fat bitch. What could this mean? 50 Cent on the 26th of August 2010 tweeted, can't believe my grandmother is making me take out the garbage. I'm rich, fuck this, I'm going home. Don't need this shit. And then On the 14th of February 2013, the Home Office tweeted, hashtag roses are red, violets are blue. If your marriage is a sham, will be on to you. Hashtag happy Valentine's Day.
Can I just check? Is it a tweet which you've made up, or a tweet which is later been out to be false?
No, it's a tweet that was later made out to be false. It was never real.
It was never. It was presented as
no.
A
These
fact,
are all verified.
That's fine. I do believe the last one I've read. So I think that's a true Theresa May Home Office being lovely people kind of tweet. 50 Cent I also want to be true. So I want to go 50 Cent is being true and the bitches one being the lie.
Okay. Swear. They're all true.
Ah.
It
always happens. And I think it'll be this week. It'll be the one where you tell the lie.
No, that's because I'm in your head.
Oh man. Every single week. I mean, we didn't do the first 5 episodes because we had a different kind of
twist. It wasn't around.
No, we also had a different section which we can't do now because apparently now it's problematic.
It was and we also had our favourite Bieber comments.
That was a fun couple of weeks.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, memories. Okay, so that's probably it for the show. Have you got any breaking news?
Yeah, thanks. Just happened. Say just 4 hours ago. A child has been airlifted to hospital after falling from a roller coaster.
Airlifted.
I mean, it sounds
it's ups and downs.
As an adult, quite barbaric, and this is horrendous. But as a child, that's how I'd want to go.
What? I mean, flying from a roller coaster.
You're trying to question this. There's no point. As an adult,
I'm inquisitive.
If someone dies after getting actually hammered, they say that's how they would have wanted to go.
Yeah,
choking on their own vomit.
Yeah.
And or like you say, how do you want to die? And having sex with a lady or a man or an animal.
There's someone I knew who wanted to die in the arms of his mother at an old age. She would have been like 150. It's ludicrous.
Yeah, but
so you think as a child?
As a child, you think it's like what do I really like? What's really fun? I like roller coasters. I like playing football in the street.
You like roller coasters because traditionally you don't fall from them.
But you don't think about it. But it's just you're trying to make it into this.
No, Joe, actually, I completely disagree.
No,
because kids don't like going on roller coasters because they're scared they're going to die. They don't go, I fucking love roller coasters.
Yeah, but once they're on it, it's like, this is the best thing ever.
Because they haven't died.
Then you think,
no.
I'd happily, if I died now, I'll be happy.
They get to the end and they go, I haven't died. When they're upside down screaming, they're not going, fuck, I hope it ends like this. This is it. This is all I want.
No, it would be quick.
But also the kid didn't die in your story, did he? Or she,
That's true.
They airlifted to hospital.
I'm assuming they died.
Imagine if it was
clicked on the story.
We haven't. Go on then. So they later died of their injuries, and you're happy about this
it's actually because when you were a kid, 7 hours ago,
when you were a kid, you wanted to die having fallen out of a roller coaster with your knees coming up through your nose.
No, I don't really want to die. But if I had to die,
I'm not saying you're a suicidal 5-year-old,
which I enjoyed.
Right.
Which I did as a kid.
I don't know if the part of being on a roller coaster that you enjoyed as a kid was feeling your bones crack as you hit a pavement.
You're focusing too much on the death bit.
Sorry, what's the headline?
A child has been airlifted to hospital after falling from a roller coaster.
And then you said that's how I would want to die as a child.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Well, as a child, that's how. If I was a child now.
Hang on, so do you see what I mean? You did say you wanted to die as falling from a roller coaster.
I want to be falling. It would be
falling, floating away.
It would hit a bend far too quickly.
Right.
And
the whole roller coaster comes off.
And you'd fly off at stupidly high speed.
So
you would die instantly.
But your perfect death then involves presumably lots of other kids dying as well. If you fell out of it, I understand that. But it might as well be you kind of hope you get decapitated on a roller coaster.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Because it's something which, like, at that age, that's the pinnacle of fun.
But I think so. In our town, we've got that, the Buller statue. That kid that fell off of that. It's not even particularly high. and dies.
Well, it's high enough to...
It's an embarrassing way to die.
It's not the best ways.
It's embarrassing. His mum, and I'm sure she's lovely, but she wouldn't have gone, yeah, that's how he wanted to go. He shit himself when he fell off a metal horse.
There is that, yeah.
So
what is your point?
Your mum is not going to have gone, that's the way little James would have wanted to go.
Like climbing,
shitting himself as
climbing statues.
Yeah, but shitting himself as he falls out of a roller coaster, or in your version, shitting yourself as you die, surrounded by loads of other children dying. Your ideal death scenario.
But we'd all die really quickly, and it'll be.
They've just been airlifted to hospital. They're not dying quickly.
It's like a death cult in Japan, but kids at Pleasurewood Hills, which is a Yarmouth-based.
That's a simile that I'm not entirely sure works.
No,
how is a load of kids dying on a roller coaster the same as a Japanese death cult? Why a Japanese death cult? Why a death cult?
On Netflix, there's shows about death cults. So now that's...
I mean, I kind of want to pick at this. Why a Japanese death cult?
Because there's shows on Netflix which, for a long time in my life, have inflicted an element of fear into me. Not on Netflix, but I would gain my fears from watching television. As a child,
so your fear is that you, as a child, you were afraid of Japanese death cults.
No, as a child,
you got on this roller coaster, looked to the side, and there's a little Japanese man operating. And you thought, "Fuck, this is how it ends."
As a child, my biggest fear, well, it's two fears: asteroids, crossbows. Because Angling News, which was my local news station,
the fishing newspaper,
would just run stories about crossbow attacks in Colchester.
Right, so it was front to back, just crossbow deaths.
Yeah. So that's how it felt
in Colchester.
And once Blue Peter ran an episode on asteroids, I believe over York. That may have been in my head.
Yeah.
And I think people died.
Blue Peter did not do an episode on asteroids over York. That's quite niche programming.
It terrified me. So for years, I was terrified about asteroids hitting our house, and we'd all just die instantly.
But surely the instantaneous death is what you want from the roller coaster ride.
But that's different.
No, it's not.
Because that's fun.
Well, you might have been having fun with your family.
Probably not.
No, that's probably fair. But the instantaneous death, I mean, like in Donnie Darko, where he gets crushed by the jet engine of the aircraft, is instantaneous. It's better that than being on the aircraft itself, where you're like, oh, it's a bit shit, isn't it? There's nothing I can do now.
Bring it compensation.
And that's not you. That's the child that you've taken with you on your roller coaster. That is.
Oh, yes. And just so it fits your agenda. That's what I
My agenda.
It's a roller coaster with single occupancy. It's just me riding a roller coaster. You're happy now?
Yeah, do you know what, actually I am. I would be even happier if I could see just you on a roller coaster, just as a child.
Pleasurewood Hills.
Just trying to nudge your head towards the metal railing, see if he'll take it off. So is the child fine?
I don't know. It doesn't say. There's any updates from North Yorkshire Police, but I can't really be asked to.
Hang on, then I'll check. I'll check Twitter. Where was it?
Someone has put. When was it? If you just search North Yorkshire Police or a child airlift hospital, there's no hashtags, so that would be kind of horrible. Oh, hang on. There's one hashtag.
Oh,
says
breaking
doing
news!
Helicopter.
The park is currently closed.
Oh no!
The injuries are not believed to be life threatening.
Oh, that's good.
You know,
so he can ride more roller coasters.
Yeah. So
I imagine he'll get like at least a voucher for like a few. Hopefully free entries.
Well, no, you wouldn't need it because now he's probably disabled. He can just get the easy access to the rides.
But he still needs to pay to get in there.
They're not going to make him pay, are they?
Good. That's right.
They've crippled a child.
So everyone's won then, really.
Yeah, actually. That's probably a good point to end this.
Anything else? I mean, it's hit quite a trough, isn't it?
Not as bad as that kid did.
Not too bad one.
Okay. Well, that's it for episode 71. I think Joe's joining us next week.
Yeah. Some of it is pre-recorded, and I must say he's a very zany chap.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm on Twitter at deep_Jimpact.
And I'm on Twitter as Dr_J_Skill.
Just rolls off the tongue.
It does. I may have to change that.
Alright, well, thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.
This was Jim and James Chew the Cud, episode 71. A Curson Media production.
Music by Leaky Pipework and produced by Glenn Lopez.